Hi there, and welcome to the Kickstarter project for Troll Brother, a novel for young adults that I'm bringing out as my second published book. And I hope you'll take a few minutes to listen and enjoy a conversation about what the book is and what I'm trying to do as a writer.
As I mentioned, my name is Paul, and I'm actually the person behind the pen name P. Edward Auman, or Eddie as he sometimes goes by. Of course, Eddie is about 80% myself, but I chose to publish my books with a change in name just to keep a buffer between my own works and my family and our personal activities. For the purposes of this project and Kickstarter, you can read more about me in the bio and information, and you can also learn more about Eddie in the webpage pedwardauman.com, and of course on smashwords.com if you search for his name. And he has a bio and some information on each of the e-retailers for the e-books that I've done so far, including Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Kobo, and all of those. As you can see, when my family and I moved back to the Rocky Mountain area about 8 years ago, we're totally surrounded by inspiration for stories, particularly fantasy stories. You'll find some common themes and common settings and common events in just about all of my stories as I start to release them. One thing that factors very heavily into it is water and pools or waterfalls. Oftentimes my protagonists need to make an ascent up through a mountain and past streams and pools to find either the antagonist they need to overcome or to find their task or their adventure that they're going to be heading on. So this book, Troll Brother, that you would be helping to fund for art and for marketing, is the story of an exchange student, except that in this case the exchange student is actually one of the smaller of a race of trolls that the two brothers, the main protagonists in the book, come across. And what that does for me is, in a fantasy environment and engaging younger readers, we can discuss things like race and gender and traditions and cultural patterns and get them to think about what's different about being from another place or from another race or from another culture. In this case, it's what's different about being from another species. And in that way, we're hoping to engage kids in a fun way and get them to think about real topics that we need them to think about and to develop as they grow. Troll Brother itself is actually potentially the beginning of a 3 or 4 part book series. The first 2 books will deal with the morals and topics and things that we want to address with younger readers and with young adults in the fantasy environment. But the 3rd and possibly the 4th book are a little bit more just adventurous fantasy novels. And 3 and 4 have not been written out. They've only been summarized in outline. So the idea here in funding this book would be to get this and then make possible for me to publish the 2nd in the series. Troll Brother is actually the stepping stone to as many as 3 other books in that series, as well as to develop a general fantasy audience for me as an author. I do have another 4-book series in regards to fantasy characters regarding sprites already in development, and the potential of dealing with other fantasy races in YA novel context as well. And if we can connect with a young adult audience on Troll Brother, then my future plans as a writer include changing my career to full-time writing and to bring out as many of my current collection of books I've written over the next couple years, both in e-format and in print on demand. Hopefully with a really spectacular art and sharp editing that this Kickstarter project will allow me to focus on for Troll Brother, I can also engage with a mainstream publisher and work to bring my stories to you in even more broad markets. Of course, my hope is that I've caught your interest and you would help to bring Troll Brother to life and all of the following stories that come after it as well by funding this project. But if you're looking for a little more incentive, please check out the rewards section, and you'll find a number of items at the various levels that I think you'll find very exciting.
I thank you for your time in viewing this video and looking through the Kickstarter project, and I thank you for any support that you can give us. Thanks again.